Sleepers Podcast, Wednesday, June 11th, 611. Do you like those numbers?
You don't want to know what? We really got to figure out what it is about when you click record on the full episode. For like the first two sentences, I never get any audio. So all I got out of that was I just heard 611. What is that in reference to?
Well, that's today's date, June 11th, 611. And I asked if you like those numbers.
Let's see, 611. Let's go ahead and say yes. I'm not a numbers guy. You know what I'm saying? Like you have like I feel like you have a certain connection to numbers. Like you love the number 12.
That's just my favorite number. You have a favorite number.
What?
34.
It's not my favorite number.
You use the number a lot.
But it's not my favorite number.
What's your favorite number?
534.
That's not true.
It is.
That's a ridiculous thing to embellish.
There's a reasoning behind it.
What's the reasoning behind it?
Because I actually keep a running list of the people who have hated and doubted on me, and the number currently stands at 534 as of yesterday.
That's about 5,000 people short of the real number of people that have hated and doubted you.
Maybe it is. Maybe you don't know. I don't know. But like I said, Mark Pope, you don't want to do this with me, dog.
So, okay, this now has me down an interesting thought experiment. Have you ever thought about, like, if they could keep stats on just monotonous everyday things from your life? Like, that could be a stat, right? Maybe there's like a Carter Elliott profile, click a button on your forearm, and it just spits out, here's the number of people that have hated you, the number of people who are currently hating you right this second. That would be fun, right?
Yeah. How many, like, or how much significantly less would I have haters than you?
I was going to say, it's very clear that I would have a lot more than you, right?
My last true hater, who actually became my friend, funny story, true story on this one. Back in my sophomore year of college, this one guy, who I'm not going to disclose his name, but he's my boy now, let it be known. He thought that I was talking to his baby mama, and he took it as disrespect. And he legit threatened to shoot me. In the process of trying to shoot me, he wasn't able to locate the weapon to shoot me with his baby seat in the car. Fast forward probably like a couple hours later, another friend of mine brings the guy who tried to shoot me into the dorm room I'm in and tells us to talk it out because they had philosophy class together and he's a cool guy. Fast forward, there is no shooting and we actually end up being friends. So like that was my last true hater, and he also ended up becoming not a hater.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a reasonable strength of yours, like turning a hater into a lover.
See, lovers maybe
sounds like that's what you did. You had a man who wanted to kill you who now loves you.
Yeah.
Your lover.
True. He felt disrespected because he thought that I was talking to his baby mother.
At gunpoint, you turned him into a lover of yours.
Yeah, it's like that Michael Jackson meme from that concert when like he just grabs and he puts it down. That's me.
Pretty much. I would say, just for the record, I totally understand, and I think it makes perfect sense that I would have significantly more haters than you. I was listening back to yesterday's episode on my bog run and realized I can really be a pompous asshole sometimes.
I would say that.
I got to work on this because I think I come across as a very pompous asshole sometimes. I don't want that to inherently be who I am, so I'm working on that.
No, Greg, you're poignant.
What do you mean?
You're poignant.
No, I'm pointy, I think is what you're after. I have a pointy forehead.
Your point. Actually, low key, you are low key a pompous asshole because you cut off my head in your IG post.
I know. I'm sorry about that. I noticed it immediately and called it out myself before you got to call it out, which was a minor win for me.
Well, in my defense, I saw it and like I consider you just like this abstract IG guy. I thought it was intentional that you cut my head off.
You thought I cut it off to make a point about how tall you are, probably,
or like focus on my body that needs changing.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, sorry. I think I did the thing at IG where you're like adding 20 picks because I love a good 20 pick drop carousel. And I did the thing where I started moving around picks in the order. And if you've
Mm,
like cropped it the right way, you lose the crop when you do that. So lesson learned, don't post to IG in the middle of you and I trying to do recordings. I'm sorry about that.
yeah, you know what? It's all good. Look, the Waddell family is big on dumps late. And that goes down to my niece, who should be taking a dump currently right now if potty training is going well. But just a big dump household at the Waddells.
She was name dropping you yesterday. Did we tell you that?
No, what?
Yeah, like your presence has remained in our household 2 days after you left. She was apparently on the patio, and I guess you showed her how to do something on the patio.
Yes.
What was that you showed her how to do?
So in her water, like her little water thing that she has out there, not the sink, but the other one, you can put an attachment on there and you fill it up with water. You pour it on the windmill and it makes the windmill go around the water spray.
Oh, love that. Yeah, she apparently she was doing it yesterday and looked up to Mal and said, "Carter, Carter." We were like,
Come
"Wow."
on.
So,
I
yeah.
did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. Word to Drizzy. Should we stop with this and just get to the YouTube comment of the day and get on with the episode?
You know, I like to banter, but I guess we do have to.
Yeah. Do you think our banter's been like on par lately? I feel like we had a little lull in our banter there. And now I feel like we're kind of back on the same page.
I think like well, we did the thing where we had the night recording and then the morning recording. I think trying to banter within 12 hours of each other for two different episodes is like we're just fatigued from
Right.
banter.
It's
Yeah.
like Viagra.
Right.
Like if your banter lasts longer than 4 hours, like go talk to your nearest physician.
What's the actual number for our bit? Like if your banter lasts longer than 15 minutes, we should call a doctor.
Yeah, or just like call Dion. And then like figure it out.
Are
But
we going to talk about how our whole team we built like a roster, a rotation, this whole schedule around having like supreme flexibility from our team with what days they could chip in for, and now within 4 weeks of doing this, are basically I mean them and Riley, Ralph, Dion, Riley are all equals to me, but like Ralph and Dion, our third and fourth guy, have both now said they can only do Fridays.
yeah, so here's the thing. As a company, as heads of the company, I would call us, we are very walk overable. I
Uh-huh.
think that's our thing, but it's because we love our employees.
Yeah.
But they can walk over us at any time.
But also, like, Dion's going to hear this because he listens to the full app and he's going to text us and be like, yo, I'm so sorry. I'll get up at 4 a.m. and do other days if you want. So, like, I don't question the want to from Dion. And I think Ralph already offered to give up Fridays to move to a different day.
Yeah.
So, in essence, they figured it out. Sacrificial, just teammates here. But, yeah, I like you and I texted a little bit last night. We were just like, what do we do? Like we built this whole system of let's get everybody involved so everybody can chime in different days. And now it's like 40% of our team only wants to work Fridays. Do we just take Fridays off?
No, we can't.
But see, I have a theory that our listeners don't like when you and I are both off. One of us can be off, but if both of us are off, it's not great. But that might be my ego talking. I don't know.
I think there's just a subset of people who enjoy that and so a subset of people who don't.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's like there's a certain actually, I'm gonna go ahead and get to the YouTube comment. I'm gonna get to the YouTube comment. I'm
Can
gonna
you
get
can you text me what you were gonna say?
Yeah, I'll text you after I read this comment.
Okay.
Today's YouTube comment comes from Kyle Ballman, who had 5 minutes of a video yesterday, so I'm not really sure what the context is of it, but he says, I don't know if this is asking for TMI, but I have a 7-month old son, Walker, that you, Leon, wanted to start beef with since day one. Friendly beef, I think. But was wondering how big is he really right now? Walker isn't the biggest, only 18 pounds 10th percentile in weight for age, but is taller. Greg, I'm gonna let you speak. I'm gonna let you speak for your nephew on what he's working with.
So Leon, I mentioned this briefly, barring like something really changing, this kid will be the size of a professional athlete,
Hmm.
probably in multiple sports.
Hmm.
At minimum, he's going to be football big, But if the height translates the way that it's currently trending, he will be football and basketball big, and they're going to have some choices to make. Maybe two sport athlete if the game warrants it. Can we talk about something? Is this a safe space?
Play space.
So I think part of the reason that Leon is trending to be a professional athlete is that you guys feed him like he's currently a professional athlete.
Yeah, yeah, we do.
Like you guys will just give this kid like back-to-back bottles.
Yeah. Well, look, in fairness, the kid's just hungry, man. I mean, he is deleting bottles. By the way, if I could get a formula sponsorship, very much in for that because the kid deletes bottles.
He's a great eater, which is honestly, that's so clutch from you guys. It's probably great parenting because Banks has struggled with eating at times, and that's the worst. Trying to get a kid to eat that just won't eat is the worst. But yeah, I came away from our 3 day weekend together very impressed, both by like Leon physically, his measurables, but also literally, I think you guys are feeding him like he is an NFL player, and he's just like, okay, I'm game.
Yeah, he just eats it. And to bring this full circle, Kyle, um, yeah, there is an ongoing beef. I consider Leon to be in the lead. Because right now I'm working with Miles Garrett and your son's Mason Rudolph. So if you now that could change, right? It's the early days, right? I'm not saying, there's much more life to live for both our sons. And I honestly I want them to live in harmony, right? Like I want my son to win, but I also want your son to win as well. But as of now, as the date that Gregory said, your son, your seed, doesn't want to see mine, I think, in any facet. So we'll check in another month. We'll see where we're at. But as of right now, my dog is smoking your dog. But congrats again, Kyle. I'm very happy for you. I'm glad that we both have sons that are the same age. That's amazing. You're a great YouTube commenter. You're always in there, so I appreciate you for that.
Ridiculous.
You want to know what's not ridiculous, Greg?
What?
Our Discord community. Actually, they are. Sleeve needs help. But one
It
of
was
the
a
great things
fun night in the Discord last night. I was getting back in the
I saw
mud.
you guys going back and forth.
I was getting back in the mud a little bit last night. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. That's all there is to it. Fun night in the Discord.
It's like I just love sitting at the top steps while everyone's just in the mud. And then like I'll see my name pop up every once in a while and I'll just kind of just keep on moving, keep on pushing along and just watching just everyone go back and forth and then all of a sudden Malik just pops in for no reason or Ulamog says Carter sucks, turn on YouTube donations. Like it's a special place to be a part of,
It
truly.
was all in good fun last night. Sometimes it can like the problematic nights in Discord history have gotten like mean spirited, and we try to squash that as quickly as possible. Last night was an all in good fun. Let's get in the mud. I think everybody signed up lovingly to get in the mud together, and I greatly enjoyed it. I had to go to war with Sleeve a little bit because Sleeve was defending the place that he gets 100% of his basketball opinions from. I get it. He has to do that. That's fine. And yeah, just had a little discussion. It was fun.
Yeah, it's always good to have a little discussion, but the Discord is a great way to support Sleepers Media. First off and foremost, everything that we do, all the content that we post, but also part of it is you get to be part of the great community and you get your comments read every single day on the show. We will start with Warchant, who says, if Carter was playing Big T one-on-one, how many points would he score if he had 30 possessions? Well, it would come down to this. I'd have to take advantage of Big T sagging on me and not thinking I can shoot and make a three or two. If I miss my first couple, I'm not stopping him from scoring. So, I don't know. Probably like let's say he would win.
No, I think they're just saying you get 30 possessions. It's not a game. It's
I
just
get 30 possessions.
you get the rock 30 times up top. How many points are you scoring?
Uh, I would work in mental warfare too. Like I'd be like, he was out on Green Street just kissing randoms, Germano self. I don't know, like 7 times
So I might be a little generous here. I don't know. I think you would score 28 points in 30 possessions against Big T, and here's why.
because
So those clips that Merez put out, Illinois fans saw, and obviously, look, it's cut ups of Merez doing great. There's probably a bazillion cut ups of Merez doing horrible and Big T dominating. The biggest thing that Illinois fans said that I heard in response to that was I mean, look, Big T wasn't even trying. That's not good. And that's what would happen. If you played Big T one on one for 30 possessions, he would not try and you would score 28 points.
He would try though because I would be disrespectful.
Merez was disrespectful and he was not trying. So,
That's true. It'd be interesting. All right, Sleep Nash next. A year ago, I joined the Sleepers Media Discord, not knowing what to expect. On day one, I argued with Malik Perry and Greg and said, "Watch out for this sleeve guy." A year later, I found my place. I've been timed out, banned, brought back, hated by most, loved by some. Some call me the polarizing enigma, Mr. Nash, or the Big Maple. But my heart's always been with Sleepers. For the Nash anniversary, I want to hear your guys' favorite sleeve Nash moments and why he's a staple in this Discord.
man, on a serious note, I went to war with him last night. Nash anniversary is a bar. Happy Nash anniversary. I would have brought a cupcake if we knew we were doing this. I appreciate everybody in our Discord, but Sleeve does have a presence. Sleeve is very active. He shows up to the Bleacher Report shows, which is a huge support to us. He does hit us with questions and comments. He makes himself a part of our show in a way that not many do. And that's the beauty of the Discord that we've built. We want people that care about this program and listen to us to have their own fingerprints on it. Sleeve has done that. Now if you're a random listener, you know Sleeve Nash. You've heard of him. And I think that's cool. I really do appreciate it, even if I disagree with 95% of what Sleeve says. But Sleeve got banned at one point. I think Sleeve's the only person I ever kicked out. I just had enough of him and I was like, nah, get this kid out. And we made like after like 3 weeks of Sleeve being out, we just like actually had a real man-to-man conversation on the side. And it showed me that he actually cared and his intentions were not what they ended up being perceived by. So Sleeve, I appreciate you. Happy Nash anniversary. We got to work on your naming convention still, but I appreciate you being here.
Yeah, shout out to my little dog Sleeve. I appreciate you, man, being part of the Discord. Truly, truly, I do. My favorite Sleeveism is that you stated how important he is. But I truly think Sleeve thinks he's the most important person in like to us.
Yeah.
Like if we didn't have Sleeve, I wouldn't be able to function on a day-to-day basis. And honestly, I commend it. I want to feel that way about myself. So shout out to you, Sleeve.
But I would like
Uh,
to make it clear I am unequivocally a Sleeve guy. And my favorite Sleeve moment was the day that he claimed he could hit a golf ball 340 yards.
yeah, also he's claimed some wild things about what he can do. And I honestly I appreciate it. Coy follows that up saying Sleeve sucks. Uh the Pat Signal, Cart's team. Would you lose your rivalry game for 15 years straight and not be able to win the Big Ten to be guaranteed at least one championship within the next 25 years?
You answer first, and then I might need you to repeat the question because I was dealing with a producer question.
That's fine. Would you lose the rivalry game 15 years straight and not be able to win the Big Ten to be guaranteed at least one championship within the next 25 years? I
No,
would do I
no.
would do so.
I would not lose the rivalry game 15 straight times for 1 in 25. I would consider it if you said like this year, but respectfully, I believe in my program's ability to get one in the next 25 on their own. I don't think I need to sign up for 15 years of losses.
For me, I kind of just want Izzo to get his second, and I would work in a loophole there that he would get the second one, and then I'd be okay with other things that come with that. Um,
Fair
Malik,
twist.
Malik Perry, first off, good work to Jay Hart. You made some mistakes, but you're learning from them. Keep up the good work. Shout out to Malik with the words for Jay
That's
Hart.
why I love Malik. Want to make it a reminder here. I love Jay Hart. Jay Hart did a great job. He sent us a bunch of social ideas that we're going to do at like 2 a.m. tomorrow, and he's been crushing the social videos. So, yeah, don't. If there were some production mishaps, he's not a producer. Stop yelling at Jay Hart. Free Jay Hart.
Yeah, free Jay Hart. Also, I got this thing of how I operate. Like I love Jay Hart, but because of his actions, I do love him less. But I do that with everybody. Like you could do something to me and I could love you less. Um, my family could do something to me, I could love them less, I could love them more. I really just treat my love as it should be treated. Malik Perry says, did either of you guys catch that one-on-one with Stevenson and Beasley? Are there any other players you'd want to see go at it one-on-one?
I did not watch it. I honestly was so confused by all of it after seeing the clip of Beasley saying he was going to make love to Lance. Michael Beasley is my favorite college basketball player from childhood, and this is not how I want to remember my GOAT.
That it is very interesting. I want to see Zvonimir Visic go one-on-one with Merez Johnson. That's what I want to see. I want to see if he's willing to avenge the Visic family name. Malik Perry, once again, know you guys been busy with your family fun weekend, but did you catch a pic of Tristan Freeman's refrigerator? Bottom half had nothing but juice and everything to drink but water. Freezer was not bad. Frozen rice was different. What's something you guys had in your fridge when you was single? Mine's was potatoes.
He sent a video of a house tour. It was basically Tristan Freeman cribs to our whole Scrapple group chat. Crazy development here. We were all ready to clown this. Somehow at the end of it, Tristan's stock went up by the end of
Yeah.
this tour, which included a freezer composed of entirely hot pockets. So I don't know. I adore Tristan though. I love him. What's something that I had in my fridge as like a bachelor? Twix ice cream bars, and I still have them in the fridge.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. What did I have in my fridge that was kind of, I don't know, like I feel like some of the things I had there, I kind of just I kept those in my fridge. Because like the last time I was a bachelor was college, obviously like pizza rolls was like a massive thing. I don't have pizza rolls anymore, but like I always kept a bag of the combination pizza rolls, combination in the freezer at all times. They had to be there. Um, Malik, name college dynasty program that has three sports that they're amazing at. Mine's is a cheap one, but UConn men's basketball and women's basketball and their women's volleyball team.
I don't pay enough attention to other college sports outside of basketball and football to answer that.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but I know South Carolina football is good and their women's basketball team is good, but I don't know about anything else. I don't know. Maybe like Tennessee. I feel like Tennessee has a really good baseball team and then they have good football and basketball. So maybe Tennessee would be one I'd throw in there. Let's see here. Malik Perry, I remember when Sleeve came to the Discord community, he thought he was going to run things. I made it my mission to cut that crap out. Now the Discord is bigger and better thanks to amazing people in it. Thanks to Greg and Carter for the battlegrounds.
Thanks, Malik. Love you.
Last comment of the Malik Perry flurry. Carter, why is it a big deal that Greg hasn't been to Canada? The Tim's Hortons I've been to was total booty cheeks. Carter, what places outside the US have you been to? End of flurry. I've been to Canada. I've been to Turks and Caicos. I've been to Jamaica. I have been to, and then I've been to Italy and Sweden. Those are the places that I've been to outside
People
of it.
aren't going to believe that, but those weren't those college basketball trips?
So Italy was the only college basketball trip. The other ones were like vacation
Oh,
spots.
when did you go to Sweden?
So my dad's brother married a Swedish woman and they lived out there and I visited them when I was younger.
This is not true, man.
I swear to God.
You thought you could just sneak that in for fun and it'd be gravy and no one would know.
I will give you confirmation that I have been to
What's her
Sweden.
name?
What my aunt's name?
Why do you need to ask me that? Yeah, you heard me. What's her name?
Anna Lee.
They got kids?
Yes,
How many?
two.
Names?
Josh and Noah.
How old
And
are they?
and my uncle is my Uncle Cliff.
How old are they?
Noah's probably like 28 and Josh just graduated from St. John's, by the way. Shout out to my guy. He plays soccer at St. John's and he just graduated. So I'm going to say he's 22,
You,
21.
you have a cousin named Josh that played soccer at St. John's,
Yes.
whose mom is from Sweden that
Yes.
I've never heard about.
Yes. You want to he's a model. Meg, are you laughing upstairs at this? Yeah, but like it's true.
There's no way this is true.
Meg can you text our group chat, Meg can confirm it.
Send the kids Instagram.
Okay, I will. But I'm gonna keep on going here. Let's see. War chant. Whoa, did you guys see the hockey game tonight? No, I didn't watch the hockey game.
I didn't either, but I'm rooting for Connor McDavid
Why?
because I hear that he's the GOAT and someone compared it to like if LeBron was like 31 and didn't have a ring yet, and that makes me sad. I want LeBron to get rings, so I want Connor McDavid to get rings.
Oh, that's fair to say. Okay, I like that. I like your approach to that. How come you're not a hockey jersey guy?
I have the Mighty Ducks Banks jersey that I wear, but yeah, other I wish I had like the Red Wings jersey that Devin Booker wears around all the time. Outside of that, not really my thing.
Got you. All right, let's see here. Sorry, I'm sending his IG to our parents group chat right now. Um,
It's taking you a little while to find it.
he's got his IG name's a little bit weird. Let's see here. Warchan, I think some of the fandom that goes into the greatest sports moments in games, for me, the 16 Cubs game, 7 at the Indians probably should have been considered on your list. Why the hell do we have a Cubs game on our list?
I cannot believe you've never shown me this guy.
Yeah, it's honestly kind of weird I haven't. Like you would rock with him.
He's a soccer player?
Yeah, so he played soccer at St. John's. He lives in New York, and he's a model.
This is your cousin.
That is my cousin.
When's the last time you saw him?
He was at my wedding.
He was. I
Yeah.
remember him at the wedding.
I'm not take it back saying I was lying.
I take it back.
Thank you.
It's
Man,
got to be tough to have this as a cousin, though.
it really is, man. Also, like he's a special kid. Really
Yeah.
special kid. Like he's
Yeah.
dope.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Mm-mm. Moving on here. Let's see. T. Steffi. Hey guys. Hoping the NBA sleeper correspondent Dion is on the episode because I would like to see y'all. What are y'all thoughts on the finals so far? Also, who does SGA comp to? People say he's prime Tracy McGrady, but SGA right now is better than he ever was. To me, he's the best pure scoring guard since Kobe.
Um, I'm not the right person to ask this because I'll give a disrespectful answer. I don't like comparing SGA to any of the greats. He's having a great season. Congrats to him. Hopefully, it's capped with a ring, but I don't see it that way.
It's SGA is probably going to end up being the best scoring, pure scoring guard of all time when it's all said and done. All hail the Pope.
What?
Yeah. He will if he keeps on this trajectory, doing what he did, building off this, he will be the best pure scoring guard of all time.
He's playing great, man. Maybe I got to wrap my brain around this. It's been a great year, but like, yeah, I can't. I cannot get there.
All hail the Pope. Outside of Owe, who are you most excited to see on Kentucky next year? I'd say mine is Jasper.
Yelovich, the international kid.
It's Jasper for me too. Are y'all excited about TBT this year? When do they announce the schedules?
I am growing out of TBT excitement, I think. I really cared about it for like my 20s. Now I'm just like, guy, yeah, come on, no.
Your Serbian Bowler, a couple days late, but just want to weigh in on the greatest tennis match conversation. For me, there is a 1A, B, and C. All three of those matches had the highest level of tennis you'll likely ever see. This French would be my 1C. You guys already mentioned it, 1A in Monday's episode. Wonder if you guys can guess my 1B. If you don't figure it out, I'll just mention it in the episode discussion.
I mean, it's definitely a Djokovic match. I don't know. Off the top of my
Yeah,
head, I don't know.
I'll have to check in there. While the three matches I referred to
Oh,
are my
he might be talking about Wimbledon. Joker's win against Roger. But that
Oh,
was it. Like to me, I'm sorry, that was the end of Roger. That was not prime Roger. I'll let him give me a better answer, but my guess is that's what he's talking about.
yeah. Or maybe he's referring to when Djokovic beat Alcaraz for the title. Didn't he get a major?
If I know Serbian Boiler, he's not acknowledging anything with Carlos as the greatest against Joker, not yet. But
All right, I respect it.
eh,
All hail the Pope. Who plays this year in college football championship and who wins?
I think Ohio State wins again.
I think Texas wins. Ain't no way y'all went from comparing Kentucky to Florida last year to UNC. Does that mean we have the biggest separation of ceiling to floor?
Yeah, that's why I like that exercise. People are mad at me for doing Michigan Duke, by the way. I'm not saying Michigan's Duke. Obviously, Duke's more talented. We're just trying to find like archetypes that map to something from last season. So I think that's the interesting part about Kentucky. There's like a really awesome archetype and there's a really bad archetype. We could probably find a really bad one for Michigan that makes sense too, but You just got to have a
Yeah,
Yaxel-esque player.
you already said it. You said it was Indiana.
Yeah, it literally could be Indiana, the high spending team that has way too many bigs and not enough shooting. Yeah.
So last comment, same old Lion says, "What's the sleeper's thoughts on Boogie Cousins trying to fight fans in the Puerto Rican basketball league?" I'm going to piggyback off you here, Greg. This I feel the same way about the Beasley one-on-one. I don't like seeing one of my goats go out like this. Like he doesn't need to be fighting random. He doesn't. First of all, he doesn't need to be playing in Puerto Rico. Let's stop it. All right, let's give
Yeah.
it up. Don't be playing there. Go live your life. He actually does some great things, I think, in the media world besides calling Ace Bailey Tracy McGrady and being the best prospect in the draft. But I don't like seeing my ghosts go out like this. All right. It doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, the important part of that is he's playing in Puerto Rico. It's not that he got in a fight. Just stop playing in Puerto Rico. You
Yeah,
don't need to
why?
be doing that.
Why? That does it for the Discord comments today.
Great job, Discord. We're brought to you by NBA 2K Labs. They've got the best mini games that you will find on the internet. Remember, I'm sure you were like me. Growing up in like elementary school, you would play like computer games. Did you ever go to like the game sites?
Yeah, I do remember that, but most of the stuff I did on my computer during that time was not game wise.
Okay. I think there was like a game clips site or something where there were just a bunch of little mini games to play. You
Hmm.
could waste an entire day doing that. I spent tons of my youth doing that. And NBA 2K Labs is reviving that. They're bringing a lot of fun stuff together. They got college football 26 content coming your way. They feature our NBA draft big board that happened or that we worked on for all of these NBA draft scouting report videos. So go check them out. Shout out to 2K Lab, NBA2KLab.com. Topic number one today. We've got a finalized list of the top 13 transfer classes now that the transfer window has pretty much closed. And it was Jeff Borzello who put this together. Shout out to BJB. Go subscribe to ESPN Plus and just support BJB's work over at ESPN. I'm going to read through the list and then I want you to tell me what jumps out as something that feels wrong to you from this list. If anything, you have been known to agree with Jeff Borzello most of the time, so this might be a difficult exercise for you. Borzello's number one ranked transfer class from this cycle is the St. John's Red Storm. We should add before I go through the rest of this, this is solely based off who is incoming. Does not take into account who's leaving or what else is on the rest of the roster. It's just the sum of all of the transfers you added, who did the best job adding things in the transfer portal. St. John's is number one, 7 adds. All of them averaged 10 points a game last year. Pretty loaded class. Kentucky at 2, Michigan at 3, Louisville at 4, a 3-man class all the way up there at 4. Florida at 5, another 3-man class, Avion Lee, Boogie Flan, A.J. Brown. Washington at 6 with a bunch of guys. Indiana at 7 with an entire roster. Oklahoma at 8, USC at 9, Iowa at 10, a lot of Big Ten representation. Creighton at 11, Auburn at 12, and NC State at 13. That's Borzello's top 13 transfer classes. What do you think he got wrong?
Well, I think my Blue Jays are a little low, just to throw that out there immediately. So one, looking at, I think the interesting part about doing this exercise and looking through this list is looking at how it's weighed on like the 3-man classes versus these teams that just like brought in a bunch of players because they needed to, right? Like it's interesting to see like kind of how that kind of works out. The one thing I'll say is that what stuck out to me right away is that doesn't it feel kind of wrong that a national championship level team brought in Xavier Lee and Boogie Flan and they're only fifth?
Yeah, but I think when you start to frame it as like a national championship team, you're talking about the things outside of the transfer class. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's not about anything else other than those guys. They got 2 studly studs and then not much else.
Yeah. Oh, so wait, so are you taking the angle that Florida's a little too high?
No, I think they're perfect at 5. I mean,
Okay.
Lee and Fland as a duo is arguably the best that anybody added, but
Yeah. I'll say this too. I know I was singing the praises of what Oklahoma did, like underrated wise in the transfer portal. I was a little bit surprised to see them at 8.
meaning like that's too high.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Let's kind of just quick hitters on these teams. Are we okay with St. John's at one? When you see it listed out, Bryce Harkins, Osiah Sellers, Jason Sonon, Ian Jackson, Dylan Darling, Dylan Mitchell is the sixth guy in your transfer class. That's the
Yeah.
number one transfer class.
Yeah, gotta be.
Ridiculous. Kentucky at two is also a six-man class. Reese Potter's six, but five impact ads with Quaintance Low, Aberdeen, Cam Williams, Mo Diabate. I don't think I have a problem with it. But I would like to ask you, are you taking Kentucky's six-man transfer class over Michigan's four-man class that includes Yaxel?
Hmm.
BJB's got Michigan three. And when you list it out as six guys, it makes sense why Kentucky's two. But I think if I was a Kentucky fan and you offered me these two buckets, I would take the one with Yaxel over the one with Quaintance.
I mean, to me, I'm a bigger Quaintance guy than you, so I think that does shift a little bit for me. But I'm kind of fine with the bucket and the haul by Kentucky at two.
Okay. I am
Yeah.
too. I'm not griping about it. I just, when you
Mhm.
see them back to back, I'm like, which one would you actually rather have? If it was up to you. So
Yeah.
yeah, okay. Kentucky 2, Michigan 3. We have no issues with that. Louisville 4, Florida 5. I assume we have no issues with that. Would you put Louisville's three-man class ahead of Florida's three-man class, though?
I I would.
Rank these three guards for me: Conwell, Lee, Fland.
Conwell one,
Conwell 1. Wow.
Conwell one, Flan Lee.
All right, then if that's how you feel, Louisville should definitely be 4. I think I would flip-flop those, put Florida 4, Louisville 5, but again, don't really care.
How would you rank those guards just for S's and G's?
Based on what they will be next season, I'm gonna go Boogie Flan 1, Conwell 2, Xavier Lee. But I'm also part of my belief is I would have Wooly way behind all three of those guys.
Mm. So okay, see, I guess that kind of makes sense how because I wouldn't have them that far behind.
Yeah, I'm not a Wooly guy the way you guys are, but that's fine. I see the vision. Then you've got a bunch of those teams that just like got a whole new roster. Like Washington and Indiana, I'm totally fine being 6 and 7 just because they added a bazillion things, right?
With that said, the I feel like fit wasn't necessarily factored into this one as well because I actually like Washington's class without Des Claude
Well,
because
and what
it makes it weird.
what I love about this is Borzello, without saying something, is saying something by ranking it this way. Washington added one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 guys. Indiana added one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10 guys. If you added the impact players that a Kentucky or a Michigan or a Florida or a Louisville did,
You'd
you
be
would
higher.
be the number one ranked transfer class here. But this is quantity, not quality, with Washington and Indiana, which is why they slot in at 6 and 7. I found that really interesting. And you could say the same thing about USC at 9. The last thing you kind of called this out, Iowa at 10, Creighton at 11. You're telling me just like I did with Kentucky and Michigan here, you're an Iowa basketball fan and I'm handing you Bennett Sturts and Alvaro Fulgaris and Brendan Housen on one hand, or you could just have Owen Freeman and Josh Dix back, but add Blake Harper to it. You're taking the Sturts group and not Freeman, Dix, and Harper? Like, that seems crazy to me that Creighton would be behind Iowa here.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think Blake Harper, Freeman, Dix alone just as a three-person class, I'd put them with a lot of people. I think Graves is underrated as an ad in that class, which is why I truly think that Creighton should be ahead of Iowa for me. Creighton should just be higher in general.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. This is the only time I'm going to agree with you on Creighton being higher, but like
It feels good. Thank you.
Freeman Dix Harper is a crazy class. How is that lower than just Bennett Sturts and a bunch of role players?
Yeah.
Lastly, NC State got on this list. Trey Holloman is on this list as the 13th best transfer class, as the second best player in a transfer class. Does that feel right to you?
I mean, I guess Darion Williams alone is fair getting them at 13, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of maybe some other people that could have possibly been at this spot.
The second player in that class is Trey Holloman. The third player in that class is Van Allen Lubin. Could we not have just ranked the top 12 transfer classes?
Yeah, I think you should have just cut it off at 12.
Well, justice for Trey Holloman, though, right? Free Jig. Jig was right.
Yeah, the transfer portal rankings general.
Hashtag Jig saw. Jig saw what we didn't see.
Ooh,
Like that.
no.
Topic number two today, we have a new college basketball event to discuss. ESPN announced this yesterday. It is the Dick Vitale Invitational. Second straight day that we are talking about Dickie V on this program. Duke and Texas will meet on November 4th in Charlotte, North Carolina. And this is an event that is basically brought to us by ESPN Events. We've seen ESPN Events host preseason tournaments in the past, those MTEs. And this is a new one that presumably will be an annual event, the Dick Vitale Invitational, this year headlined by Duke and Texas. Any thoughts on the Duke and Texas matchup or just the announcement of the Dickie V event in general?
Well, look, obviously, I'm very interested to see that matchup. Just given Duke in general. Also, it feels right that the Dickie V Invitational includes Duke, because we're gonna get some great Dickie V isms, I think, during that game, and a lot of diaper dandies thrown around. But I also, you know, maybe it could have been another team besides Texas in that, because Duke's facing Texas, right? Is that what it is?
Duke is facing Texas, correct? And yeah, we get John Shire, Sean Miller as the big kickoff for the Dickie V. Like, this is a big enough name. We could have gotten number one versus number two, probably, right?
Why Dickie V come out with that dazzling 12? We're not gonna pick another team from the dazzling 12.
Right. I don't know. Like, is he a Sean Miller guy and we never realized this?
He probably is.
You think so?
Or maybe he doesn't realize that Sean Miller is at Texas.
It could be this. So he thinks Roddy Terry's coming.
Yeah, and
No,
RT.
no, no. He thinks Chris Beard is still there.
He thinks
It makes sense. It's been a while for Dickie V. Um, can we brand this? They're saying it's the Dick Vitale Invitational. Can we brand it as the Dickie V Invitational? What are we doing?
please,
It's got to be
please.
Dickie V.
I mean, it's right there, people. It's really right there.
It has to be. And if Jimmy V gets his own invitational, I'm happy Dickie V's finally getting his.
Yeah. This. How much does Duke win this game by?
I'll take the over on whatever number you want to set.
I would set it at. I mean, I don't know. Probably line at like 14 and a half.
What do you want to see spectacle wise from the Dickie V Invitational here? Like, do we get Dickie V on the call? Is that a little too much Dickie V for you in the V Invitational? Like, how do you want it to work?
He's got to be on the call. He's got to be on the call. It's only right that he's on the call. The only thing I would change about this event is I would actually make it like a tournament thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of an invitational, it's literally ran like a tournament. Like, have 8 teams in it and let it be something like that.
So I think it'd be really cool. I don't know how they could do this logistically. Maybe they won't. Maybe it's just impossible. But wouldn't it be cool if Dick could literally choose the teams and it's an invite only thing every year and he gets to invite whether it's four or eight and he just picks them out of the hat?
Yeah, and I want no, I didn't want it out of a hat. I want no explanation. I want to literally send a piece of paper over to Dickie V. And I'm like, Dickie V, go ahead and write 8 teams on there that you think you want to see. And then
Yeah.
they make.
So here's my proposal too. I want there to be a Dickie V cast in the middle of this, the same way there's like a Manning cast.
Yeah.
You could watch the traditional broadcast where I don't know. I'm sure Ian Eagle and whoever else is still doing that. Hopefully it's Benetti and Hummel. But I would like Dickie V in Dickie V's basement with guests of Dickie V's choice, just doing 2 full hours of Dickie Ving.
Yeah, that'd actually be pretty. Who would be his first guest?
Coach K.
I think it'd be Carlos Boozer.
You think?
You're something incredible, Carlos.
If he's like, I want to see, is Dickie V really like that, like in his own house too?
Yeah, he's got to be
You think so?
100%.
I believe it. All right. Well, congrats to Dick Vitale for getting this across the finish line. And Duke, Texas should be a blowout. Third topic today is something I'm not proud to say I spent far too much time last night thinking about. This is what I do. I lay in bed and I come up with a question, and then I just debate myself in my head for countless minutes when I should be sleeping. But Cart, there's this very simple premise for you, a very simple question. What's more likely to happen next season in college basketball? Are we more likely to see a team that has never won the college basketball national championship win their first college basketball national championship? Or are we more likely to see a team that has done that before do it again?
I think we are more likely to see a team win their first national championship.
Explain your thought process.
Has Purdue won one?
Purdue has not won one.
Has Houston? Well, actually, no. Sorry, Houston has won one. My apologies. Okay, that doesn't fit here. Has BYU won one?
Wait, I don't think Houston has won one.
For real? I thought like back in the day they did.
Hold on,
Yeah,
let me
they did. Like the Houston Five Slammer Jamma teams.
well, if we're counting like way back, hasn't Purdue technically crowned themselves a champion before too?
they've crowned themselves one, but I don't think they've actually. The Houston like won with the king, didn't they?
Hold on. Let's do some research on this.
This is where's Goodman when you
Wait,
need
the
him?
five Slamma Jam teams didn't win a title.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, they were runner up.
yeah.
Oh wait, you know who they lost to? They lost to what's his name? Valvano, right? Is that who it was?
I look, we're showing ourselves here, Car. Let's play our game, not somebody else's.
Okay, sorry. Well, I want to put Houston in there. I'm thinking about Houston. I'm thinking about BYU being in there as well. I just think there's a lot of teams at the top of this that I think could very much be there. Like when I go through my Final Four, I have BYU there. I have Houston. I have sorry, I have BYU. I have Houston, and I have Purdue. So
So
I feel like
there,
they're in a good spot.
not to cut you off, sorry. There's an article from campusinsiders.com that lists the best programs that have never won a national title. This was from January of last year. So if they're wrong, blame them. Oklahoma, Houston, Purdue, Illinois, Gonzaga have never won a national championship. The only one I know off the top of my head that I want to add to that I think is relevant for this next year is BYU. So you are basically looking at one pool, teams that have never done it: Houston, Purdue, BYU, Gonzaga, Illinois, if you want to throw them in there. Those are your never won a title teams. That's number one. It's number two. It's presumably Gonzaga will be top 20. BYU will be top 5 to 6. So you get three of the top six. You get the very top two, but you're really only looking at 5 or 6 teams that have never done it. Like
Mhm.
if somebody like Florida just emerges like last year, there's a lot more probability that you would get one of the many multitude of other teams in the top 20, right? You would get Duke. You would get Florida, obviously. You would get Michigan State. You would get, man, now I'm starting to look through this and now I'm getting a little afraid. Obviously, Kentucky is in the mix. UCLA, if they just emerge. Kansas, Bill Self. So I don't know. I think it's closer than you think. If you're backing the side that has never won one before, are you only doing it because you believe it's Purdue or Houston?
Yes, or BYU.
You got to feel really strongly that it's a two-team race, I think, to take that side, though.
I do.
What do you think the percent chance is that one of Purdue or Houston wins the national title next year?
Oh, why do you always set me up to just make myself look dumb
I
guessing
mean,
the
you love Florida, right? You
Yeah, I
love
do.
you love a lot of these other teams that are in the mix. Don't act like they're way, way, way off of the top tier here.
Seen Daniel Jacobson's legs lately?
They're good.
They are good. Whoa, relax.
Those hips do not lie, my dog.
Yes, they do. That boy ain't got no rhythm, I'll tell you that. With that said, I truly think that Houston and Purdue are above everybody else, and I would bank on those guys being there and being the face. Also, I get BYU in there as well. Like I feel like that's a throw in that feels
It's a
great.
throw in, but I don't know. UConn and Florida as a tandem are not that far off Houston and Purdue. You throw Duke in the mix, like there just so many more shots at it if you take the other side. I I have Purdue as my title pick, and those are my top two teams. I would take probability wise, I would take the other side of it. I think you're basically taking a huge portion of the field versus two teams if you're doing this premise. I think it's more likely that one of the Blue Bloods that has won a title before will emerge and be as good as Purdue and Houston are.
That's fair to say. I'll take the other side.
Okay, good. Nice little bet. Yay.
Yay.
One big thing presented by NBA2KLab.com. What do you have today?
My one big thing is sometimes nothing hits like just a little fresh bowl of fruit, mainly strawberries.
What was that shoulder shimmy dance move you just did to grab a bowl of fruit?
Like that.
Was that impromptu or have you planned that move for hours today?
It's impromptu. One of the things we don't really talk about on this channel is that when it comes to rhythm, this boy got it.
I guess so. Uh,
Respectfully.
So you, just to be clear, you ran at 7 a.m. today and you're now eating a bowl of fruit.
Yeah, I saw that comment, dog. I got it. I got it printed out. I got it taped up. I saw the comment. Someone referred to me as skinny. Like I've had phases, and they said that was skinny Carter. So in so fat so, I'm now fat Carter, and I hear you, and now I run and eat bowls of fruit.
Pat Carter runs and eats fruit. Any coincidence that this happened right after I begged you to run?
I mean, you might, if you want to be the driving force and
Yeah.
take credit and be a pompous asshole about it, you can.
I'm trying not to be a pompous asshole. You're right. Okay, great callback by you. My one big thing, I think I've discovered the greatest promotional deal that any restaurant institution has ever offered.
Applebee's all you can eat.
No, this is a free ad, and I don't even mean it as an ad, but it's going to serve as a free ad. Card, I signed up for the Panera Sip Club. Have you heard of this?
I have not. I didn't know people still went to Panera, honestly.
There's Panera roughly 6 minutes from my house, 6 minute drive with a drive through. It's basically no different than going to any other fast food drive through right now. Panera Sip Club for $15 a month or for $110 a year, with the first 3 months free, by the way. You can get a free drink or free coffee every 2 hours.
What?
I could go get 6 free iced coffees today at Panera for $110 a year. I signed up for this. I have 3 months free. I'm not even paying for the next 3 months. I have 3 months of free drinks. This is a Panera iced coffee I've had since 9 a.m. when I got home from my bog run. And guess what? I'm going to get another one this afternoon. I brought Mal home a 9 a.m. large Dr. Pepper because she's also in the Sip Club. Panera, y'all rock for this. I'm a Panera household. I might start wearing Panera shirts. I think that's the greatest deal in restaurant history.
Most underrated bagel is the Panera Asiago cheese bagel while we're at it.
I'm waiting for the catch, honestly. Like I'm basically just drinking free coffee for the next year.
Yeah, it'll come eventually.
What do you think it is?
They take your soul.
I don't think so. That's the show. If they do take my soul, I hope my soul resides in a bread bowl. We'll see you tomorrow.